Hello my quilting friends, my name is Leah Day and today I'm quilting lovely Clover. And this design starts by stitching an X through the middle of your quilting space, just like this. So I've got two lines running perpendicular and now I'm going to travel stitch back into the center. Basically these lines are setting a baseline, they're giving us a guide to stitch some heart shapes. So here we go, I'm going to bounce around and I'm going to come out with a nice sized heart shape, kind of two lobes of that heart shape. You really want to just focus on curling out with one curve and aiming for the middle as you dip down, and then curve out and around for the next side, and then you can travel stitch down. We're intentionally travel stitching over those straight lines to build up thread. And you can see that my hearts aren't all that perfect. You know, they're a little lopsided. One lobe of the heart is a little bit bigger than the other. And they seem to also be gradually getting bigger also. So this is just one of those things. If you want it to be absolutely perfect, grab a marking pencil and mark it. I think this is going to look really fluid and organic and really pretty. So I think it's pretty. Okay. To continue with the design, all you're going to do is travel stitch and echo around that shape. And we're going to bounce against that straight line. And it's up to you if you want to bounce and go back and forth on one shape or you want to go on to the next shape. Because we're basically going to surround these shapes with rows and rows of echo quilting. So here we go. I'm going to work my way around. And notice that the lines are a little bit bigger than 1/8 of an inch apart. I'm wanting this to go fairly quickly, and you can always speed up any design by increasing the distance between those lines of stitching. So if I really wanted this to go super fast, then that would have been 1 inch between those lines, and that would certainly have made it go a lot faster. So now I'm just going to keep bouncing around, and it's up to you whether you want to build up that travel stitching, if you want to do that stitching down or not. I kind of like it. You know, it just makes those straight lines stand out nicely. It's just an element of the design, but you know, it's one of those things. Take it or leave it, do whatever you want. Part of the whole quilting design process is figuring out what you like and what you don't like. And a lot of times I'll hear from people and they're like, well, I quilted a quilt and I'm not very happy with it. And, you know, my response to that is, yay, great job. You know, at least you know now what you don't like to see. You know, you've accomplished one thing, you've figured out what you don't like, and then now you can continue to hunt for what you do like to see on your quilts. So this is honestly starting to turn into a little bit of a spiral. As you can see, I'm working my way around, and it's not really obvious where the beginning of these echoes are. So that's another interesting point about it. And their echoes are also softening just a bit so that they're no longer becoming quite as sharp and defined. That's okay too. This is one of those things that I think the further you get from the center shape, the softer and softer your lines are going to become. We saw the same thing in the design Super Wobble. You might start out with a super wobbly shape in the middle, but as you add more and more lines around it, you know, it's going to get softer and softer until by the time you get to the outer edges, it probably won't look very much like a heart shape at all. Like here, I didn't even dip down to form a point there. I really softened that out quite a bit. There we go. And the nice thing about this is going to be a nice eye-catching design. If you're wanting to add just a little bit of love to your quilts, it's going to be a great choice for that. So let's say you had a baby quilt and you really wanted to fill it quickly, and you also wanted to add, you know, cute little decorative detail, then you could start in the middle, stitch this heart design, and then from there kind of set that as the base and just echo around it. And you don't have to do the straight lines. As you can see, those help me mark the hearts, or not really mark them, but those help me quilt the hearts evenly. But if you wanted to mark those lines on the quilt, that would work too. There's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's just the way that you like best. So from here, all I'm going to do is continue surrounding my set of 4 hearts with more and more rows of echo quilting until the space is entirely filled. And here's what it looks like whenever you finish lovely Clover. If you'd like to learn more about machine quilting, please come check out my website, leahday.com, where you can find all sorts of articles and quilting tutorials on all different types of machine quilting, including free motion quilting, walking foot quilting, and long arm quilting too. Check it out at leahday.com. Until next time, let's go quilt!